is Freeloaders. I'm 3T.
And I'm MikePapaFoxtrot.
Freeloaders is a regular look at what is or has been free to download from the PlayStation Network. We download the games and give them a play, and see if they're worth the download, bandwidth, and time.
This time, we're looking at MafiaIII, which is an action-adventure video game released in October 2016 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Microsoft Windows, and in May 2017 for macOS. The game is played from a third-person perspective, and its world is navigated on foot or by vehicle. Player control the protagonist, Clay, throughout single player, and the story is centered on heist sequences with many missions involving shooting and driving gameplay. And these are our first impressions.
And I'll tell you what, Mike, my first impression is this music is awesome. Questionable as to whether it'll stay in the YouTube video because it's heavily copyrighted, as you said. But All Along the Watchtower, brilliant listen, and looped very nicely too.
And I'm looking at an incredibly beautiful panoramic sort of shot of, I don't know where it is, but it looks lovely. I mean,
yeah.
I'm presented with press X to start. So
same.
I have played a Mafia game before. I played the original Mafia, which I believe was based in New York. I haven't played the second one, which was based in a fictional New Orleans. I don't remember where this one is actually based, but I do believe it's somewhere in the late 60s. Is that what you're getting, and what do you know?
I don't know very much about it. I've never played any Mafia games at all. I remember seeing the MafiaIII advertising campaign on TV, and I do seem to remember some link in the story about Vietnam, but I don't know if it's before or after, so I guess we'll find out.
That would fit the music. I mean, this music is that sort of type of music. I mean, the only thing that's missing is sort of like cine film handheld coloured sort of quite fast movement and Huey helicopters flying on top of wheat fields and jungles. That's the sort of vibe that I'm getting from this music. But are you ready to press X to remove this loud music from our ears, which might actually not make it into the production anyway?
I am ready when you are. Better give me a countdown for making things to sync.
I'm going to push X in 2, 1, X. And I've pushed X, and it now says medium. I'm going to take medium, and I'm going to have aim assist low, and then I'm going to hit X.
I've done this.
And I've now hit X. So there you go. And
screen.
now I've got a lovely...
It's like an industrial complex on my screen. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's got like a wharf vibe going on with a
there's lots of different
background.
Images. Now I've got to mark it.
Humphrey whiskey. Interesting.
So, from what you've described, this is essentially the along the mould of GTA, that kind of game. I'm guessing GTA, Saints Row, this kind of control. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. The first one was like that. It was very much driving and walking about. In fact, I think it was actually before GTA was the way GTA was, or about the same time. I think it's about the same period. The very first one was probably about GTA 3 era. I've just had an interesting disclaimer about racism.
Yep, same. I think it was actually quite interesting. I was reading it. It's quite a good thing to have said, really. It just reminds me of if you try and buy like a Tintin book now. The first volume of Tintin comes wrapped in plastic and has a little disclaimer that it always sounds like it should be in this sort of tone. This book is very much of its time. Please don't judge it by today's standards. Because the first Tintin book is about, cannibal, kind of bone through the nose, horrible.
Oh, yes.
Old school, stereotypical islanders, shall we say, trying to cook and eat Tintin at one point, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically Belgium's revenge on the world.
But that's neither here nor there. MafiaIII, lovely cinematic starting. And
it's lovely, yes. I just moved on. I just thought I'd be racist to the Belgians. Why not? It's really nice that it's actually sort of very like this, very nicely rendered. It's just like watching news footage.
There's a
I've
mixture,
left my
I think,
subtitles
of live
on,
action as
so,
well.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably have said which city it's in, but I was looking away through a little bit of that.
And the copyright on the very first video that played said 1965.
Yes.
So.
Oh, I thought the disclaimer said 1968.
Yeah, but the copyright on the video, the newsreel footage said 65. So it's possible that they've gone back in time, because he's now talking about 1947 and 1958. So he's a smoking reverend. Is he a reverend? Yeah, he is. He's smoking.
I hope there's not too much of this cinematic, though. I do prefer it when you just jump straight into the action, as we've said in previous episodes.
Yeah, but then this is nice. It's setting up the game. It's getting us going. It's getting us into it. So this is, you know, I suppose the way it is. It's trying to get us to understand the story. It's telling us about our protagonist Clay. Obviously, he's done his service in Vietnam, and he's come back, and maybe he's going to work for the Mafia. I seem to remember in the verse when I played, I was in the Mafia.
Right.
So, and it was not like any of this, like Grand Theft Auto, jumping around with 3 different characters with 3 different ideas. It was just the one character, and I guess that's where this. I mean, this is going to be different like that. I mean, when you sort of read the description, it's sort of like, you know, committing heists, driving around. You think these days probably the first game that pops into your head is Grand Theft Auto, but
the tone is instantly very different. This is going for a much more down and dirty, realistic tone, not the cartoony hyper-violence of GTA.
Well, that's the difference, I think. And then also the same thing with Saints Row. I mean, Saints Row is ultra hyper, sort of
over the top,
cartoony violence. Driver is quite realistic. I mean, it's like Driver, but this time you can. Could you get out of the car in Driver? I can't remember. It's been years since I played Driver.
I don't think you could in the first one. I know you could in the second one, because GTA 3 or one of the GTA games made fun of the animation of the guy running, because there was a mission where you had to chase down essentially the character from Driver and kill him.
So this one is based in New Bordeaux, which must be like New Orleans. So where was the second one placed then? So that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and they say I don't know anything really about them apart from some cinematic stuff from the adverts. So he's working a security job when we meet him. Have a look at it.
Yeah, I'm hoping I get control soon. I really am.
Yeah, me too.
Has he got sweat under his armpits?
He could well have. I didn't see.
Oh, hang on. I have control.
Gonna get some keys.
Oh, well, first thing I'm going to do is push the option button and see if I can actually change controls.
So
where are the options? Options, controls. There we go. Yes, because I'm actually crippled by
I've forgotten that.
There you go. Now, that's hideously slow. Cool.
Okay, I'm not going to tell you anything until you've got through the door of the office.
Yeah, but it's just very slow. Oh, I've already found my first video glitch. Oh no!
Oh really? What happened?
No. I thought it was a keypad. I thought it was a keypad floating in there, but it wasn't. It was a marker to tell me to.
Oh, I've picked up a person instead of the keys. Fine.
I've done the same thing.
Well, where are the keys then? Oh, I see. They're over here. I've just looked a little bit closer. Now I've just moved a guy out into the other room. All right. See you later.
Well, I've picked up
the
keys and the guy. How do I
interact with Baghead? Oh, I've killed him. All right. There you go. That's solved.
Well, I'm going. Obviously, we are obviously not the original. Not the original guys. Then
no.
How do I get out of here?
Yeah, I can't get past that. There's another door over here.
There's another door. Yes, I've just found another door. This is going to be fun.
Lots of holding down things to. It's a little bit like A Way Out. Some of the controls so far, but
yeah.
Is my buddy in here? Yeah, here he goes. So is the control accelerate R2, brake L2. Lovely.
Love the speedo. Love the speedo.
Oh yeah. Oh, nice music as well. Where am I going? I got Bad Moon Rising playing on the radio, just in case any of this doesn't make it in. I'm sure it will be able to, though. It's a review, so we can get away with this kind of thing.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, it's talking over the top, so...
Yeah, exactly. I forgot to... I'm not really checking the map. Let's see.
I was about to say, I really quite like the map. The map actually is nice.
You're not a big map user in games, really, are you? You weren't for a while.
But it's out of the way, and it's I suppose the problem is I am used to navigating with maps. I've got used to navigating with maps because of nobody uses maps these days. They use GPS systems. But what I'm liking is not only is there the map, you've also every single junction has a sign that tells you where you're going, so it means that you can actually watch the road as well. I've just picked up a lot of speed.
Oh God! Same. Okay, well nobody needed that lamp anyway.
Right. This
look,
this
I'm
is
from
an
England.
armoured
I
truck.
drive on this side.
This is an armoured truck. Armoured trucks have a lot of momentum, just so you know.
Yeah, I didn't even think to brake. I just thought I'd spin around that corner.
I hit the brake and then went, where's the handbrake? I'm sort of driving GTA style, and
yeah, me too.
and what's interesting is those signposts are not really there. They're intangible.
Yeah, they just fade out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually quite nice. So I'm crossing a bridge now, which is nice.
The just out of interest, the L3 is also honk the horn, so it's very much the same controls. It's not. If you play GTA, you're not going to feel out of place driving in this game.
I think that they've become pretty much the standard driving configuration, though, isn't it?
It feels natural, doesn't it?
Oh, let's just come off the accelerator.
Yeah, I might have to start driving a little bit more conservatively. Now it's a bit more built up.
I really thought I could fit through that gap, but apparently I couldn't.
Yeah, I'll be interested to watch which bits you crash at, because I'm crashing a little bit.
Well, I came off the accelerator and just thought, I'm just going to drive... I may have just killed a pedestrian. Yes, I did.
Oh, well, I killed one earlier, so that's fine. We're even.
Oh, I may be driving around the roundabout the wrong way.
That's fine. You're from the UK. No worries.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. Why did I go that way round? I live in a country where you actually drive on this side of the road. Why did I go around the roundabout the wrong way?
It does mean that we are about the same driving speed, because I've just hit my destination.
I've just arrived, yeah. I went round the roundabout the wrong way. And my brain went, what's wrong with this picture?
Okay. I obviously don't look like my ID. Oh, no, they've done something right, because he gave it a quick look and another look back.
Probably before the days of picture IDs, back in the day where, you stapled a picture onto the thing.
I think we'll say the disclaimer the game gives at the beginning. We will also echo because the racial language that's being used is just part of the game, so it's nothing to do with us.
And also, I mean, he basically just said he's like, hey, the back then that was the way it was.
Yeah.
So
where am I supposed to be going? Through this door?
I don't know.
No.
Why is he got a gun and I haven't? Why has he got a gun and I haven't? Where's my gun?
Oh, he's going in. He's going in that way. Can we take his gun off him?
Here we go.
Where's my gun?
Have we got any kind of wheel? You have got a wheel. L1 will bring up a wheel, but there's nothing to choose.
That's what I mean. Why has he got a gun?
Put your IDs up the glass. We're part of the Boeing crew. You know how it is.
That is again the same controls though. The sort of the selector tool, selector weapon wheel is on the L1.
You know how it is.
Where have I got to go now?
We're being told.
Oh.
Well, we got to do the grunt work.
Pick up the money. Follow this guy, this racist asshole here. Can I punch him? Do you think that'll end the mission? I take his handcuffs off his back and then just like
She'll confirm
whack him on the head with it.
I guess we don't have a
Appreciate it.
gun because
Grab that money,
back then
boy.
we weren't trusted with a gun, just because of what you've
maybe.
just
Check
suggested.
I'm like 3 times the size of this guy. I can take him. Have I got to open this? Where's the money? Pick up the money.
Oh,
Why
he's
am I
checking
picking
his
the money up?
shotgun in. Oh, he's had to give his shotgun in.
Well, nobody's doing anything on mine. We're just hanging around.
Have
I'm supposed to be
you
doing something else.
have you following towards the marker?
Oh! Right. There's bags of money I didn't pick up.
Oh, you got to pick up the money. You were told to pick up. I thought you.
I thought we were going in to get the money from in here. No, that's fine. All right.
No,
in that
I
case,
think I have a
makes even more
suspicion.
sense I haven't got a weapon.
I have a suspicion. All right, this is my suspicion: is that we were burning stuff. I have a suspicion that we have burnt the money, and this isn't money in here. And
Okay.
we are probably taking part in a greater plan because this looks
Okay.
like some kind of. Look like we walked through a bank or a casino of some kind. Difficult to tell. Maybe.
You are usually a pretty reliable source of plot twists being picked up well before they're revealed.
Well, it was just interesting because we were burning money, and why would you, if you robbed an armored vehicle, right? Wouldn't that be enough money? Why would you then have a fire? Because what would they burn? Because they're wearing the clothes that the
Yeah.
guys. So the only thing I can think of is that we are.
Part of a bigger plan.
Yeah. Having said that, there's money here, so maybe I'm completely wrong.
You'll be well ahead of me now because I had to go back and spend 10 seconds collecting this bag. These bags.
That's some heat right there.
better not be
playing with each other back there. Take out the burner guard. Okay.
Look at that.
Oh, sorry, I realised you are.
That much gold.
Yeah, I'm slightly behind now, which has annoyed me. Oh, that's alright, just push me out of the way, boys. I'm not important at all.
And it comes back.
We need to move.
Doesn't make a
Danny
lick of
Nellis should be coming up
goddamn
any time
sense.
now.
Give me a second.
They are taking their time walking through here. So now there's a big furnace. That's what I'm seeing now.
You take care of those guards. Keep your ass down. You don't want them getting a drop on us.
So, am I checking this in the furnace?
Put those
Oh,
bags
no,
on the
okay.
table
Oh,
there.
it's teaching me it's teaching me things now, which is nice. It's just taught me a new
Never done this
thing,
detail
which
before. Figured it'd be bigger.
is something that
Gets the
wasn't
job
necessarily
done.
new.
Only time there's a
because-
problem is when the
See,
flue clogs.
our mate's burning money there as well.
That's some heat
Yeah.
right there. We used to use coal for it, but a year or so back we switched over to oil. Maintains a more consistent flame.
Take out the burner
Some guy
guard.
come around
Silent
the house trying to
takedown.
switch me over to oil. Told him I wasn't interested.
Oh, I see. Oh my god! Okay. Well, that's not silent.
Got that guy.
Oh, it was silent enough.
Danny Nellis should be coming up any time now.
Give me a second.
I've got to pick him up and move him somewhere.
I
I
think
mean,
you
I'm
can.
gonna just because I can.
Think you can.
You take care of those guards.
I want the
Keep
gun.
your ass
Can I have
down.
the
You don't
gun?
want them
Oh,
getting
I've got a
drop
gun.
on us.
Oh, I've
Know
got a
what the
gun.
fuck I'm doing.
I've got a Thompson. I've got basically a
His
Thompson
nightstick
machine
is
gun.
clipped through my head. Oh, where'd you get? Can I just? I'm gonna put him down here.
Please don't tell me
I'll
that's.
hide him well behind these money.
I think we're here for gold.
Okay. So I'm gonna crawl over this side.
It was a little bit like Way Out, the cover system.
Yep. What? Just take random cover. I'm not pressing anything to get cover.
You'll
but
get a prompt.
one of the guards.
You'll be walked through it. This is a tutorial level, so.
Right. Well, if I hide behind this money, then I see X to take cover. Yeah.
house we've been renting out? Called over there last
I
night.
need
Yeah, I
his
shouldn't be-
friends to go further on.
Shouldn't really be telling you.
No, that's fine. Silent takedown. All right. So now I feel like I'm fucking Batman. Excuse my language.
Tell your friends, I'm the Batman. I mean,
This
it
is
could be
very Arkham.
It could be worse. I mean, you could be Lego Batman because I mean, Lego Batman really is a prick.
Lego, but I don't know. He's one of the best Batmans.
Oh, but that's
Definitely gets one of the best Batman films.
Oh,
Let's go, man. This place ain't gonna
Right, now I have a gun. I'm well behind you. Right, look down sights. Okay, makes sense. Where now?
So we're going to play until this tutorial mission fades out or ends, aren't we? And
Okay,
then give it a
that
go.
makes sense. Let me just
Because
keep,
I'm in a... I'm learning how to do cover again. But I picked up a gun.
Oh, you're well ahead of me.
Oh. Oh. Uh-huh.
All right, go for it, Godzilla.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be shooting these guys or not.
Got a gun, pull the trigger. That's my my motto in games.
Yeah.
Look for cover.
Unfortunately, the guy I'm with is an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, headshot. Headshot in the head. You is dead. I'm scared to advance past the guy I'm with, though, because the guy I'm with, I mean, he's just shooting from the hip. I mean...
Right, okay. Maybe he'll die. Maybe he will survive this, and that's why we get invited to the Mafia.
Yeah. Hang on.
Goddamn, we sure kicked the hornet's nest this time.
Hang on. What gun was that? What gun
How
is
do
that?
I get my gun?
What gun is that?
There we go.
Push square to pick up stuff. This guy's still alive. I'm not interested. I'm not going to murder him.
Right, I turned off the assist because I followed your lead with that.
Oh, you can only have one rifly thing at a time. Oh, that's terrible.
Give me that damn thing.
Headshot. Okay. Oh no, it wasn't a headshot. This is empty.
Yeah, one of them was. Lock pulling.
Switching weapons. Yeah. Let me take cover again. Is he still behind here? I think my mate might have taken him.
What happened there then? I don't know how to pull the lock.
Alright.
Ah, there we go.
My gun's empty very quickly. That's a bit too realistic.
How did...
I'm itching to kill something.
Damn it.
Reloading.
How can I punch him? I am gonna die. Oh, I see. It's triangle.
Oh, that's a lovely... That lock pulling, there's a lovely, very frustrating little mini game.
I'm about to die.
No, you're
I've
not.
died on the first mission. This is awful.
How did you do that? I just kept my head down and just started shooting at people.
I went looking for more guns.
No. Where? Well, I don't know where I am.
Because I realistically got one clip of ammo, hit nobody, and didn't have a gun. So I didn't have anything to shoot back with.
I don't know where... Well, I've just been shot. I've just been shot as well now, so... But I've just had a cutaway.
All right, let's try this again. Actually, I can pick up... Surely you can pick up weapons.
Yeah, you can. You push square when you hover over them.
But, and then you've got the option of going... No, you haven't. Oh, well, that's crap.
And you seem to
I'd
use...
rather have that one, thanks.
Well, the thing is, I wasn't very happy with the weapon selection system, but maybe it'll get better. But now I've got a cutaway scene, so... but just as I got a cutaway scene, I got shot in the back, so I don't quite know what's going on. I think I hit a trigger point just as I got shot in the back. But I think that the mission has ended because I'm now sitting on a bench, dressed in military fatigues. Apparently, I've just come from Vietnam, and I'm having a fag.
All right.
Get this asshole off me.
Right, I gotta... I automatically... Well, not automatically, sorry. Instantly, I have been taught a lesson in this game. Conserve your ammo.
Yes, I mean, well, that's the same in all. That's the same in all games. I mean, the problem is that you're so used to a GTA world where you've got so much ammunition, you don't really care. But even in that, I think I mean ammunition conservation. That's why I get killed quite a lot in that game, because I don't just like expending ammunition.
Right, I've got 2 rounds left in this gun. Just need to go and grab another one. But when I get there, I guess we're ready to guess we're ready to stop the initial.
And
I mean,
carry
if
on
you've
playing.
already got to a stage where you're going to stop it, we can always just wrap this up now. Just
No,
do a
you
bit of,
finish the level. Get to the cutaway. Get to the end scene.
How
because-
far away outside do I have to get before I'm at the...
Well, I had to go in. I
cutaway.
had to use the lock picking game to break in to get the gun, and then once I'd done that, which I think we were there for the gun, I don't think we were actually there for the money. I still have all the gold. I don't know why we were there. And then once I'd stepped out of the cage, I hit a trigger point, and I got shot in the back just as the cutaway started. So technically, I was dead. but I got away with it. I pulled it off, I think. So.
Well, I might be here for a while because I'm waiting for this guy to pop up behind from his box.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I'm going to sit and wait for you while you do that. And I will say
I'm a terrible, terrible shot.
Well, I will say my first impressions while you play and concentrate. My first impressions are very positive with this game. I quite like that tutorial. I like the fact that
Friggin' hell, I'm going to die again.
Hasn't actually tried to reinvent the wheel by changing controls, because sometimes just for spite they'll change controls. The tutorial was fairly easy to follow. I'm still being tutorialized now. A little map popped up telling me how the maps work, which I suspect it's pretty much the same as it is on most games. So I like that. I also like the sort of the driving felt reasonably real. I don't remember the vibration though. Either my vibration was turned down or I don't remember feeling it. And I did have
Or you're just too used to it.
couple of incidents on the way, and I can't remember. The vibration was working because when I was picking the lock, there's a little lock picking game which I don't know if you've got to yet. I had to use the vibration, because the screen. I couldn't understand what was happening on the screen, but the vibration intuitively told me that I'd rotated the lock out. So, yeah, my first impressions, I like this. But then I was pretty sure I was going to like this anyway, because I like GTA-style games.
Yeah.
I like the Mafia game that I played, MafiaIII. I'm pretty sure it was the first Mafia game. Somebody will correct us in the comments if it's not the one that was based in New York, but I'm pretty sure it was New York. Or their fictional version of New York. And so I kind of went into this knowing I was going to like this. Or at least I went into this. This is one of the first games I've gone into knowing a little bit more about the game than before, and actually having a feeling I was going to like it. And so far, after playing that tutorial, which is what that first level really is, I mean, we're probably still going to be tutorialized for the next 10, 15 minutes or so. I was quite happy. What about you as you hopefully reach your cutscene?
Yeah, it's sat on the bench having a smoke. I will definitely be delving a little bit deeper into this. I think I'm enjoying it. Yeah, like you say, the move set is intuitive. Yeah, it's a different feel. It's something a little bit more down to earth than GTA, and I think that's a good thing. Nice to have something a bit different. Yeah, looking forward to having a play around in this world.
So they were our first impressions of MafiaIII, which is currently free to download in the month of August on the PlayStation Network, and we'll be back shortly with our final thoughts.
So we've put some hours into MafiaIII, so let's move right along. Mike, what did you make of the game?
I loved it. I loved it from the get-go. I expected to love it. I'm only 90. I was 100% going in. I'm 99% after playing it. There are some issues, such as an awful lot of storytelling.
Yeah.
Now, this is both a good thing and a bad thing. And I don't think there's any way to get around it. You kind of have to convey the message you're trying to get the character. You're trying to get into the character's mindset. But I did find that it slowed down the game at times. But then there's only two ways to tell a story. One is to sort of stop and continuously sort of, do this sort of cutscene kind of thing. And the other one is to continue and have somebody talking to you in your ear and then doing flashbacks at the end of missions or the end of things. And so I guess this was the only way they could get around it. What about you? Do you think too much storytelling? Or
Yeah, very heavy on the story. A bit frustrating when you have got limited time to play. I don't feel that I got as much play actually out of the game as I'd have liked, but I am going to remedy that. It is something I have enjoyed playing. I do think it's a very good, very polished game. It's a very hard game. You've heard my frustration. We were playing at the same time, and I really struggled a
many
lot.
times. Oh yeah,
as you can see from just the tutorial, I died very quickly. And you pinpointed why. I think because I'm used to games where you magically can carry as much as you like, do what you like, fire as many weapons as you want, carry whatever you want around. And this game goes, no, because you've only got 2 pockets, haven't you? And you've only got room for 1 magazine in that gun, haven't you? So it realistically makes you think about how to use your weapons. And I thought, actually, that's a really good thing for a game.
I think that was my the storytelling aspect, not my favourite part of it.
No,
because you couldn't skip it. I mean, what I've actually been doing when I've been playing is when the story starts at the end of a mission, it goes blah blah blah. This will sound terrible. I get up and I go and get another cup of coffee or something. And when I come back, the story's over. And I know that sounds horrible, but I know. And the thing is, a small part of me. I mean, I've only done it twice, and a small part of me, both times, laughed internally at the evilness of that, because somebody spent a lot of time trying to get that story to work, and they've really put a lot of time in. I mean, these days, these kind of games, I mean, they have been for more than a decade now, if not longer. They have been basically like movies in their own right. In fact, there's a lot more, I think, in a standard game than there is in some movies. I mean, some top, AAA movies have actual less story in them than some games I've played. So, but
fair.
the ammunition, the actual ammunition, I like. I mean, while we were playing together the other day, you sort of said how do you get more guns and things or ammunition? Is there in it? And I said no. Basically, I've got a pistol which carries 10. I'm carrying 2 spare clips for that, so that's 30 rounds. Then my shotgun's got 4 in it, and I've got 8 on the clip, and that's it. That's all I'm carrying.
And there was a pause, and I think I went, wow.
But it just means you have to make every shot count. It means that literally it improves your accuracy, I think. I mean, and the fact that we're not playing with auto aim.
Yeah.
I think perhaps if it was your first time playing this sort of game, then you would play. We're playing medium, and we're not playing with aim assist.
But
so
there's
we've made it harder for ourselves.
There's nothing quite so satisfying as watching somebody run towards you and just aiming carefully on their head and only using 1 bullet and dropping them. It is satisfying as all hell.
Yep.
So it's obviously very.
I've been double tapping people. It's like always firing 2 down range just to make sure you get them.
I can't not. I just there's something about it's the Call of Duty player in me that makes me just rattle out as many shots as I can, and I really have to work on that if I'm going to progress much further in Mafia 3.
Well, there was one of the missions I had. It kept presenting me with the in-game version of the Thompson machine gun. I think they call it the trench gun or something like that.
They do, yeah.
And it kept giving it to me. And the problem with that is one squeeze of the trigger and the damn thing's empty.
Yeah.
So at any kind of distance, you're in trouble. So I've been sort of I've got my strategy. I'm going to keep it to myself so that because I think everyone should play. If you play this type of game, you find your own strategy.
Play your own
and I
game.
think this is the strategy that I actually
Well, some
play
people,
with, but,
the trench gun will suit them. Some people will be much more accurate than me and will be able to resist the temptation to hold it down, but not me.
It does kick up quite a lot, but anyway,
start at the crotch.
I think with auto aim on, you'd probably be all right with it, but and maybe playing on an easier level. But
maybe.
I think I'm kind of glad we went medium and not.
Yeah, it's a much better taster of the game. I mean, I think hard I would have probably given up in anger. Medium is just challenging enough to keep me coming back and continuing to try those missions. So it's obviously very playable. I think it's replayable. We have kept coming back to it in the week. It is something I will continue to go back to. Any hidden catches?
Well, I mean, just quickly before hidden catches, the replayability. Yeah. I actually think that there is that replayability because I'm pretty sure the storyline for me has forked already. It's already presented me with two different options, so I think that. I mean, I just caught it out. I just caught it out of the corner of my eye. I just went. So if I went that way, that's given me that mission, but because that didn't go that way, so I think there is a chance to go back and different. I'm not 100% certain, but like any game, you find things as you're going through. Like just before we started recording this, I've discovered that that you can feed the alligators. But as you asked about hidden catches.
Yeah. Anything that jumps out at you that you think is a negative, particularly in that way? No pay to play or loot crates or anything like that I've seen, but anything.
That's. I think that's nice. There's no pay to play as far as we can tell, and there's nothing you can buy. There is something about linking my account to is it My2K, and they'll let me have a special gun and a piece of clothing, and I think, well, I'm all right. I don't actually need that, but maybe some people like to pimp out stuff like that. But that was fine. I think the only catch, and I don't think it's actually a catch, is the fact you can't skip the cutscenes.
Yeah,
but then. That is the story and that is the immersion. And I have to say that when I was in the mood, I quite enjoyed the cutscenes. I quite enjoyed watching they're really well rendered.
And
on
who's
this
to say
generation of
that
console.
On a second playthrough, it might know that you've seen them and let you just get on with it. So I don't know. We can't comment on that, but that would be a nice feature. I think we've talked about overall fun.
I was going to say, what about games that are similar or dissimilar? What do you think? What about similar games? I've got my list in front of me. I think we've already sort of shouted them out during the first part of this
maybe.
playthrough.
I mean, I'll hit the obvious ones. You can't ignore the GTA Saints Row series.
No.
I did say to you when I was sneaking around the camp in that one of the early missions. It felt very Batman Arkham Asylum to me. If you do the whole thing stealthily, and I will be going back and trying that mission fully stealthily, because I did about 90% stealthily and then got spotted and cursed myself because I'm sure there'll be a trophy for it. But hiding around a corner and waiting for somebody and whistling, getting somebody to come over, and then just very quietly in a nice little, not in your face, but a nice little animation, just taking them down and hiding the bodies. I was piling up a boat with bodies at one point just because it was amusing me. That's one of the things. I know you've got some other examples. What else is it like, do you think?
Well, I mean, going back to that, I mean, the mission I've just played, because we're still playing the game, which probably tells you a little bit about what the end of this will be like. But I noticed when I completed a mission, because I've been doing the missions loud, I came out and I had a look and I went, I could have gone over that wall, I could have gone around there, and I could have eliminated those guys and then done. So there is that silent approach as well. So again, it's got that it's got, if you're just an angry gun-toting lunatic, it's got the path for you. And if you want to go in and, tell your friends, I'm the Batman. That's great as well. I would say yes. It's got those kind of mechanics. I did like the sort of snap to cover aspect of it. It's quite good. But that and it's done very, very well. And that is sort of your Batman, and it's what's missing. It's actually what's missing in. I find that missing in Grand Theft Auto. So I quite like that. Initially, it was annoying me because I was faffing with the buttons and I was coming backwards and forwards and sticking to things and didn't want to stick to things. But now I've worked out my buttons. It's fine. I would say yes. the game drives like Grand Theft Auto 4 and has that darkness of Grand Theft Auto 4, because Grand Theft Auto 4 didn't really have too much comedy in it, really. It was quite a dark game.
Five is all about the jokes, and 4 is...
Four is, and the radio stations, they're just listening, driving the car and listening, and as you do things, you get the same kind of radio things that you get in these, in Grand Theft Auto. As you change the world, the radio stations update and change. The story feels very much like Saints Row. It feels like, I think it's the first Saints Row or the second Saints Row, I'm not sure. I think they've basically all got the same story, where you're trying to sort of take over areas and things like that. So and the mood for me, because of the and again, I don't want to give too much away. I may have already given a little bit too much away just talking about matching it Saints Row. But the feeling and the passion is a game which I played a very long time ago, which was like the very first Max Payne. Because I forced you to go through something, and it's got that sort of slightly sort of revenge aspect to it. I mean, I know that revenge aspect is in all of them, and we laughed, and we sort of, there are certain stereotypical names that pop up because that's what happens. It is tropes, like go and say Vito and things like that. But at the end of the day, it is. It's like them, but it also has its own unique character, and the very fact that it's set in. I mean, there's a little bit of Assassin's Creed in there. I mean, there is a little bit of that. I mean, there is a bit of everything. I mean, and that's quite nice. But it's got that sort of set in the past. I like the way the cars drive. I like the fact the cars are not comedy cars. That, I turned a car out on its side. I had to get out of the car and push it back upright and get back in again. Not, wiggling away like you do in Grand Theft Auto 5 to sort of put your car back upright, or changing direction in the air. You drive your car. You jump your car over something, it keeps going in a straight line. So that was more like the GTA 4 mechanic. It's more like the driver mechanic. Let's say story, Saints Row, mood, Max Payne. There's a bit of Saints Row, and I quite liked it when you talked about Batman, the Arkham feel in there. And I thought, because I still haven't gone through the full Batman stuff. I've got it all on the previous console. The games are sitting there to be played through at some point. So now I might go back and have a look at that.
Yeah, very much.
And see what's going on. So at the end of the day, what about your overall feelings for this game? Do you think it's been worth your time and your download?
I think so. I'm very glad to have downloaded this one. It's going to stay on my hard drive. I'm not going to complete it very quickly, just generally because, don't have very much gaming time in a week. But it is something that I'm going to go back to. It is something that I want to see through. I'm enjoying the story. It will take me a long time just because I'm a terrible, terrible gamer, and I'm awful. And judging by how long it took me to do one of the early missions, this is not going to be an easy ride for me. But at the same time, it's a sandbox game, so I could probably have just as much fun just driving around, obeying the law. I think I commented to you that actually just driving and avoiding the police, driving not like a crazy person, was sort of fun. It was oddly good. How about you?
I can't do it. I have to drive like a lunatic. I have to drive. I know that wasn't actually the question you asked me, but I can't do it. I'd rather have a police chase, but
it will cater itself to your own taste. That's the brilliance of the game.
It's like, occasionally I come up to a red light and I think, shall I? And I think, nah, keep going. But I think, it's a game you can pick up. You can play a mission. If you get killed and you sort of rage quit, the game will be there for you when you come back. You could play one mission at a time and then put up with the cutscene, while you prepare to go and do something else, and then be ready for the next time. So, and is it worth my time? Yes, I think it is. Will I play through it quickly? No, because of the cutscenes. The cutscenes are what actually are slowing down the gameplay, but then the cutscenes are necessary. They are a necessary evil. And I think that, when I want to be entertained, if I've just spent 15 minutes fighting my way through a dock to get to a 3-minute cutscene, that explains to me, my motivation for why I've just done that and where I'm going next. I think that is probably worth the cutscene, and that is the story. It's not about if I just want to go and shoot up a place and do a gang mission or something like that, then I'll jump into a game I've already played, or I'll jump into something like Grand Theft Auto, or a quick game. This is a game which I think has an immersive story. I think the idea here is that it is a film that you are going through, and I think all of that extra content alone, even though twice I've gone and done something else while it's playing, I do think that is that's the story, that's the value. There's value in that, and that's where the value comes. And is it worth my time? Sometimes I'm like, oh, come on, why can't I just push square or X or something to get past this? But then you think, well, no, because I'm learning things. I should be paying attention, and the world goes too quick. And, it's part of the immersive experience. So I think it's been worth my time. It's been worth my download.
Would you have paid for it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I would.
I think I would. I think it's well worth. I think for a game that's 2 years old, which it is, it's just under 2 years old at the time of recording this. It still has value. I think it's well worth picking up as a second-hand game. But if you're on the PlayStation Network in the month of August, pick it up. Pick it up now if you're a PlayStation Plus member, because it's free and it'll stay in your library. And even if you just put it in your library and come back to it during a quiet time, then I think it's well worth it, and I think I would have paid for it.
I agree. Yeah, definitely. So that'll do us. So for the meantime, this is 3T.
And this is MikePapaFoxtrot, and we were looking at MafiaIII, which is currently freeloadable from the PlayStation Network of August 2018.